Hey, how's everyone doing? So here I am again, trying to do yet another live stream. We'll see how it goes. I tried one earlier this week and froze because I'm so out of practice doing any of this. I swear Christmas break just kills you whenever it comes to staying in practice with stuff. Well, at least it does me. So if any of you have seen my YouTube videos, you will have recognized this. I actually did a tutorial on how to color this hair, and I am so sorry about the lighting. I'm going to try to get another lamp as soon as possible. As of right now, I only have one on this side, and I really need one on the right-hand side, but I'm going to have to go with it now, because if I keep waiting until everything is perfect, it's never going to be perfect, obviously. All right, so I don't really have a plan. I'm going to just doodle away at this picture. I've had this drawn for, I don't even know how many years now. It's been at least 6 years. This is what I do. I just let things sit around and I never do anything with them. And I really want to change that this year. I want to get some more pieces done and under my belt. Hey there, whoever's there. Sorry about the lighting, but we're going to do some on this hair. Anyway, sorry about all the ums, but we're going to get started. I'm going to put my pencils over here on my side table. And so this hair, I really want to add some more contrast, some more shadows. So I'm going to take this dark Tuscan red. I'm using Prismacolor, and I'm going to just fill in the shadow areas to make it pop a little bit more. So basically, you just go and you see where the hair kind of folds in, and you're just going to darken it up a little bit. I hope you can I don't even know if you can see that. I don't know if I can zoom in. Let me try it. Oh, I can. That's awesome. Total noob here. I just hope I remember that it's zoomed in when I go to do the other parts. So I hope everyone's Christmas was awesome. Mine was nice. Went too fast, always. And I always get the sense that, I don't know, that we just feel like we don't appreciate what we have. And sometimes Christmas just makes it seem like, all right, we go in, we have a rush of presents, and then boom, it's over, and nobody ever touches it again. And I don't know, sometimes that kind of makes me sad. It makes me want to try a different approach in the following years as far as Christmas is concerned. I don't know how I got on this Christmas rabbit trail, you guys. Hi to everybody popping in. How are you? I'm just working on some old art here. See how that kind of makes a difference here? It makes the highlights pop a little bit more when you darken it up. So I've got so many art goals for this coming year. It seems like I always talk up a big game in my head, and then I end up not accomplishing what I want to, and it makes me sad, because I think I have some decent, pieces started, and then for some reason I just lose motivation somehow, and I wanna break out of that habit. And I'm hoping that by posting more on Facebook, posting more on Instagram, and also YouTube, I'm hoping that it'll help me to get more excited about making some new art. I think everyone's probably about sick of seeing the same things over and over, including myself. And for those of you nice enough to stick around, I really, really appreciate the company. This actually kind of helps me to get kind of in the mood to do it if I know I have somebody to talk to. And I know I work in pencil, and pencil is probably one of the least exciting mediums there are, because it goes so slow. It just goes so slow. I hope one of these days I can start breaking out into some different mediums. I'd really love to try acrylic paint and Copic markers. I even have a few of those, but I just don't have enough to create finished pieces. But as much as I love colored pencil, it's just it's so painstakingly slow. And I mean, it takes this hair here probably took me to do the layer that I have, or the layers that I have. It probably took me over an hour, maybe even closer to 2, to finish this whole thing, or to do what I have done on this hair. Sorry, I'm covering up everything with this tissue. I have this compulsion to not get my oily human hands on the paper. You can probably hear, we live across the street from a train track. You can probably hear the train that's going by. That's always a lovely thing at night. All right, see, that's pretty cool. I don't know that you can really tell the difference much on camera, but I can tell definitely right here. And I don't know if you guys enjoy watching me do this stuff, or if there's something that I can do to improve it. Like, I don't know. Am I boring, or is it relaxing, or a little bit of, like, maybe I'm bouncing around with a little bit of both. I don't know. I love watching real-time art videos, but I'm interested in, learning the techniques. If you're just, for people that are just watching to see the artwork being done, that's totally fine. I don't know if this is extremely exciting for that kind of viewing. And I feel like I'm just rambling on. That's another reason that I kind of shy away from doing live videos, because I know I'm not great at it. And see, I think I've said about 15 times now. But I also know that if I don't do it, I mean, I'm not ever gonna improve. And I plan to upload this on YouTube, or we'll see. I might watch the playback and see if it's even worth that effort. But for those of you watching, if I do end up watching it, posting it to YouTube, and if you end up watching it, feel free to, give me some pointers on what you'd maybe like to see. Okay, warning, loud noise, I'm going to sharpen. Now hopefully the tip of my pencil doesn't break. Oh, can't even see it. I reek of amateur. I'm gonna have to keep looking to make sure that I'm even in camera here. I know there's dead air too right now. Like, that's another thing I've got to work on, is coming up with a topic of conversation. But pencil work, I love working with them. But it is so slow. So painstakingly slow. Okay. And I'm just creating shadows here so that I can have more of a contrast in the hair. My goal is maybe one day I can have an audience on my Facebook that'll interact with me and give me something to kind of talk about, like I won't just sit here talking about myself or random holidays like I was just doing. I just picked Christmas, I suppose, because we just came off it. Whose tree is still up? It is January, and my tree still sits in its proud little perch over there. There was a time where I would get my tree down the day after Christmas. I miss the days when I was that driven. I really do. Because as more time passes, the less I'm gonna want to do it. I wanted to get a new tree this year, and that didn't happen because I didn't end up finding anything that I really liked any better than the one I have. Would we rather zoom in or zoom out? I'm gonna just, there we go. Maybe that's better. This will be so much better when I get my other lighting. I don't know what to do with this napkin. This will probably be the last thing I do with the hair on this before I move on to another portion of the picture. So if anybody gets this far into the video, I mean, is this something that you would enjoy watching? Do you enjoy watching me do these slow real-time videos? Because let me tell you, they're so much easier to do than the edited stuff. I mean, most of you probably know I'm a mom. I have 2 kids that I homeschool, and I tried the whole speed paint, you know, the sped up edited versions, and I don't want to sound like a cop-out, but it's so much work to do that, and it's time that I don't really have, and it's one of those things that's kind of kept me from even trying to make videos lately, because I know first of all, I have to film on my phone because we don't have a camera, and I have to worry about my storage capacity, and am I running out of storage, and when is the video going to be too long, and when should I cut it off so that I don't lose a giant portion of what I'm trying to film, because that happened. I was making a picture for a speed paint, and I looked up at my camera or my phone, and it was black, like it had shut off, and I lost I don't know how much footage from that. And it was not fun. And I know people, that's always a risk that might happen. This is definitely a practice run. I see people popping in and out. I know I really appreciate that. Any time you spend here, I appreciate. But what would make you guys want to stick around and, watch and hang out with me? Because that would be awesome. All right, so do you see the difference in that and that? Just with a little darkening up of the crevices there, it makes all the difference. It makes the shine really pop. I really enjoy drawing these sunflowers. I haven't done the center of them yet, but the petals were a lot of fun. It was whenever I was really starting to experiment with some different uses of different colors. Like before, I would just shade yellow with yellow, and red with red, and so on. But I have since picked up some tricks on using different colors to create shadow. Like in here, I shaded that yellow with a green, and I really enjoyed the way that it came out. Still have a long way to go. One of my biggest art demons, I guess, is the fact that I tend to go in and out of wanting to take it seriously, and then when I do come back in, I'm always telling myself, man, if you just stuck with it, you wouldn't be starting from scratch again. Or not starting from scratch, but definitely not on the level that I was when I dropped off the horse. And that's definitely something that I struggle with. But it's something that I'm gonna have to conquer if I'm gonna end up doing anything with this. If you guys pop in, feel free to say hi, even for just a second. Let me know who's watching. If I'm talking too much, if you'd rather just me hush and sit here and watch the drawing process or the coloring process. Yeah, I'm open to suggestions. This is really kind of a test run. You can probably hear my little boy talking in the other room to his dad. They're in there doing YouTube. My husband's got a channel of his own where he makes YouTube poops of, well, it used to be exclusively Peppa Pig, but he's going to try to branch out to other shows. And that's what they're doing in there, just chatting away in the bedroom where our computer is, and there's probably going to be more Roscoe McGillicuddy magic coming out soon, because that's what they're doing in there. Okay, yeah, that's coming out pretty well. This is a very painstaking process. Hi to whoever's popping in. Feel free to say hi, even if you just, stay for a second. I really appreciate it either way. Let's see. This is such a slow process using colored pencil. It definitely requires a good amount of patience. So also, if there's anything you'd like to see me do, like even like on this picture, if you'd like to see me do the skin, or how to do the center of the flower, Tell me what you want to see. I absolutely don't mind. Taking suggestions of what you want me to color, if you want me to do a tutorial or just chat or just not talk. Okay. I also catch myself not going through these little spurts where I just don't say anything. And that's because I kind of go off into this whole, just go into this deep concentration mode, and I don't even realize. Sometimes I even forget, oh, you're on camera. You might want to say something so you're not boring. Where am I here? Trying to decide what's still on camera. And if anybody thinks I don't get impatient with this process, you're wrong, because I do. If I have to do one more pencil flick, I think I'm gonna go nuts. But it's all part of the process, and you have to have the patience if you want to have your work look the way you want it to. I mean, even just for fun, there's something rewarding about stepping back and looking at something and saying, wow, I did that. That's awesome. Or even, man, that's better than, my last attempt. And don't even ask me where I got the idea for this image. I think one day I was just kind of in a summery mood, and I just wanted to draw this little naturey looking girl with some sunflowers in her hair. I think for me, it's the color palette, that calls to me, that kind of helps me decide what I'm gonna draw. I was feeling yellows and reds and oranges, and so I just kind of, what's that? Gonna make a red-headed girl with some sunflowers in her hair, and that'll scratch that itch. So I get the image drawn out, and then I never color it. Or I didn't, and then I don't color it for years. And if I do end up uploading this to YouTube, I'm planning on my channels just kind of be like, for the moment, kind of whatever Cassie's in the mood to do. Because I just can't be bothered at this point with art schedules. I have schedules for everything else, and if I feel like I gotta keep to a schedule, like I've got to do drawing on this day and coloring on this day and sketching on this day, and I mean, I just can't be bothered with that here lately. I barely have time for art as it is. So if I limit myself like that, I'm setting myself up for failure. So I've just got to kind of do what I'm in the mood to do. Let's see, where am I on the camera? All right, I think I'm in screen. I'm always paranoid that I'm just coloring away and you can't even see what I'm doing until 15 minutes later when I look up and the section that I'm doing is not even in focus. Like one of these days, I will get a real camera. I really enjoyed the way this hair turned out. It's probably some of my favorite hair that I've drawn, even to this day. Even though this picture is so old, it is some of my favorite. Lately, I feel like I've been drawing hair to look too uniform. There's no variation in the locks, and that's something that I need to work on. Right, I'm about to sharpen again. I'm going to take some time to go in and do these flowers, or do around the flowers, and hopefully this Prismacolor does not break. Love the pencils, love the blendability, but oh my gosh, they are fragile and they break. I mean, they break if you look at them too hard. That's an expression. Obviously, you can't look at something hard, but, well, I guess you can. I don't know. It's getting late, and I'm old. I have a feeling I should have colored these flowers first because I'm going to have to be extra careful to not drag the red pigment into the white area, which is a real possibility with these pencils because they do blend so well, and that's a blessing, and it's one of the main attractions to these pencils. But you have to be careful because if you're coloring a section, a dark section, next to a light section, and you grab that, if you're coloring a light section next to a dark section, there we go, and your light pencil happens to rub across some of the dark area, that light pencil will grab that dark pigment and it will streak your work. I've had it happen, and it is a bummer because you spent all of that time shading that darn white flower, and then boom, you've streaked it with like green, like dark forest green that's impossible to erase. But it's worth it. It's worth the risk if you're willing to be careful. Oh, please don't. Okay, good. The Tuscan Red is the worst for snapping up the core, like up the pencil, and then the lead just falls out. Makes me want to cry because the Tuscan Red is one of my favorite colors. I use it for everything. I use it so much. I've replaced my Tuscan Reds probably more than I've replaced any other pencil in the box. Speaking of pencils, I got some Faber-Castell Polychromos for a Christmas present from my father-in-law, and I cannot wait to get some practice with those. I've been wanting a set of Polychromos for so long. He got me the the 36 count, which is awesome because it's going to let me really try them out and get a feel for them before I make a commitment to buy the whole set. So I'm really excited to try those. But I gotta practice with them a little bit more before I film with them, because from what I understand, the Polychromos, there's a little bit of a learning curve with that. All right, now down to this part. And I know I'm not talking. Oh, there's nobody in the chat right now anyway. So far nobody has commented, which is odd because whenever I've live streamed on Facebook before, usually at least somebody will pop in and say hi. I don't know if everybody's just forgot that I even do this, which that is not anybody else's fault but mine. If I were more reliable, it would probably be different. But like, I wouldn't get offended if somebody just popped in, said hi, and then left. Of all people know that this pencil work is, I mean, it'd be good to watch right before bed, right? If you want something to help put you to sleep. Like this part up here close to the flowers. That's hard. And I'm trying my best to keep my hand out of the way, but since my pencil is so short, I kind of have to get down in there, which probably isn't helping my case either. I think my problem too is I can never decide what I want to do. Like, I love all types of art. I love the idea of painting. I love the idea of using markers. I've got some awesome brush pens, the Arteza brush pens. I got those for Christmas as well. I actually got some from my brother, and I also got some from my sister-in-law, different sets. And I have all these cool things, and I can never decide what I want to do. Because I feel like, oh, well, my channel, I created it for, color pencil work, or I created it for my own original drawings and not coloring books. And I love it all. I've got a big, giant collection of, not a giant collection, not as big as some others, but of adult coloring books that I would love to sink my teeth into. But I have art guilt. Like, if I'm working on coloring books, that means I'm not working on my own stuff. Or if I'm coloring an old picture, that means I'm not practicing any new things. Or if I'm, not honing my color pencil skills because I'm busy trying to learn Arteza brush pens, then I'm, neglecting the practice and yada, yada, yada. And it's just a cycle, man. It's a cycle. But that's why I'm going to try to adapt a more relaxed approach to my, like, how I decide what I do art-wise on any given day. Like, just to, stop fretting about it already and just do what you want to do. If you want to color in a coloring book, color in a coloring book. And if people want to watch, they'll watch. If they don't want to watch, then obviously they've got the option to, oops, I dropped my pencil. They've got the option to click off, and that's totally fine. I'm hoping if I can get enough subscribers on YouTube that I'll be able to actually live stream there some too. Because as I understand it, you can't live stream on YouTube on your mobile device if you don't have 1,000 subscribers or something like that. And my mobile device is all I've got at the moment to film with. So it's kind of a pain. And I know I'm turning this picture every which way, and I'm sorry. I know that people like to look at the picture while I'm doing it, but I just can't get a good angle if I don't turn it. And this poor girl, she's had eyes with no eyelashes and shaded eyes with no skin color for all this time. I really need to just finish her up already and put her out of her misery so I can move on to other things. Can you guys see? The lighting over there is probably so terrible. That's another thing. I'm trying to keep it all on this end of the camera because the light's over here. Perhaps if I can turn this into something lucrative, I can afford to invest in some of these things that will help my viewing or my video making, the quality of that go up. Because I understand with so much competition out there for picture quality and audio quality and your equipment and your setup and some people have whole rooms and whole studios dedicated to filming YouTube and doing live streams for Facebook and live streams for whatever, and I don't have that right now. I've got a desk set up in my living room. Like, my family is sharing our family area with my art stuff, and I'm hoping one day that we can move on from that. Okay, that looks fine. On to this side, and this is the last bit of hair right here that I've got to do. And then after that, I will probably either end this live stream or I'll move on to something else. But I don't know what I'd have time for right now. Like what I was saying earlier, when I color the skin, I go up against this red here. I'm gonna have to be so careful. I recently started coloring the skin first, and I think that's a smarter move, because if you streak the hair, not so bad. You streak the face, that's no good. Talk about a mistake that slaps you in the face. Literally. Wow, that's a serious dad joke. I'm running out of things to say about this. That might be a signal that it might be about time to wrap up. Okay. Sharpen. This sharpener I have is awesome. It definitely means business, and it doesn't take forever. We're actually getting somewhere. Now my challenge just to not lose patience and rush this last bit, which is something that it's a definite possibility for me to do. See, this part's going up behind the face, so it needs to be darker because it's shadowed. All right. Sorry I'm not talking anymore. I can tell I'm starting to get tired. Haven't been feeling great here lately. There goes my little boy. He's probably complaining that he's gonna have to get a bath and get in bed soon. Okay, there we go. Trying to make it smaller. Okay, there we go. So I have shaded the hair, and I think that this is it for tonight, you guys. I am getting tired, and I have to get up and do school in the morning with the kiddos. So anyway, thank you so much for tuning in with me. And of course, if there's something else you want to see from this picture, like if you want to see how I do the skin or the lips or maybe the center of the flower here, I don't know, just let me know in the comments, and I will do my best to do that the next time that I stream. But until then, thanks for watching, and we will see you later. Bye.